seen us do Sonic, you've seen us do Tails, Dr. Eggman, Knuckles, and now Supersonic. Yes, we're finally doing it. You've been asking, and here it is.
Let's do it!
All right, so we are gonna use a wire again for the legs. This is just gonna help with stability, so just bend it however you wanna pose him.
Ooh, this one's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it is. It is. So we're gonna pull out the airdough bucket and start with some yellow, of course. Good old supersonic yellow. And if I just roll it out, this is actually what I'm gonna use to push his legs onto our wire frame. So if you just kind of spin it like a little noodle, it'll just kind of slide on. You just gotta be patient, be careful. It works out though, see?
Yeah, the wire definitely helps with his pose.
Yeah, we're just gonna let that dry. And then we're gonna go back to the bucket and pull out some red. We're doing his shoes now. For those, we're just gonna push out little blocks until they're the basic shape, and we're gonna get some white and black to make that gray. Don't use too much black because you can't undo adding too much black, so. And then we're just gonna put on his little soles there. I'm gonna mimic the pose that's in my reference image on the top left, so his shoes are kind of like in a walking form, even though he's kind of floating.
Not like the signature pose for Supersonic.
Yes, I'm told it is. We have a resident Sonic expert, mega fan in the office here.
Which is not me.
Yeah. But she advised us that is the classic pose. So just gonna do the shoes correct as possible as well. Put his little socks on and his little buckle, of course. So we're gonna cut this out to get it a nice, perfect little shape. There we go. And then at some point here, you need to push the legs into the shoes so that it can dry on a flat surface so that he can stand if you do want him to stand. And now we are working on his torso. And, not too big, just enough to kind of push it onto those legs. There we go.
And make space for his head with the little sockets.
Exactly. And I mixed up Sonic's flesh tone here, just a little bit of brown with some white, and that's going to go on his stomach, and we're going to use that for his arms and his face too, of course. So these arms we're doing now so that they can dry. We're going to wait on those fists because if you make his hands, they're going to be a little too heavy and it'll sag down. And of course, we have our special guest again, Guritama. He's gonna help us out. He's my assistant for the week. You'll see why. I need him to help balance everything. This is the eyes now, and this kind of will get covered up a little bit, but you'll see.
Oh, I like how you're layering it. It really adds like that dimension.
Thank you. Yeah, you gotta kind of use like a little rope to define the eye area. This is gonna be his little mouthpiece now. I'm doing this next to help with the overall proportion of his face. And once you press it on there, you can start adding more details like the nose. And this is where he starts to really look like Sonic.
Ooh, yeah, he's coming together nicely.
Yeah, and now Supersonic has red eyes instead of green. So we're gonna make sure to get that detail right. Perfect, okay. Oh, he still needs a mouth though here, so.
He's looking intense with his red eyes.
Yeah, he is not messing around, so he is ready to go. Now his head's been drying for a little bit. Put a little bit of water on there so that we can get his spikes, his quills to stick, right?
Don't they stick up more when he gets like supersonic?
Yeah, so we were really looking into this, and I guess supersonic, they're kind of angled up instead of down, so I'm making sure that I've got those kind of pointing up. His head is pretty big. Bigger than that first one I showed you in the beginning, because I didn't like how his head was so small. I may have made it a little too big here, but we'll see.
It adds to the, drama effect of him being supersonic.
Yeah, I do like making characters with bigger heads. It's kind of fun.
Do you know anything about his powers that he has or anything like that?
I honestly don't. What kind of info do you got for me?
I know that he has infinite power, but he has to keep collecting the rings to keep that going.
That's cool. So here I am attaching a little neck piece. This is just so I can pose him. And once I stick it on, I gotta really make sure it balances. It's kind of tough, so that's where Gudetama comes in again. And I gotta get those back spikes and his tail, of course. But while I'm letting it dry, I've gotta get him supported there, or else he'll fall over, so. And the fits are always fun too, because you just kind of have to make sure you get the thumb right. Once you get the thumb, you can kind of draw his fingers on. There we go.
Yeah, that really helps emphasize his pose. He's charging up.
There he is. And that's supersonic. All right, thanks for watching this week. That's supersonic. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. Don't forget to leave us a comment. Let us know what you'd like to see us build next. Until then, we'll see you next time.
See ya.